So this is gonna be a little bit strange. First off, I've never really talked on these kind of videos with my own voice before, because mostly I kinda just want to give my thoughts on the current meta of League of Legends, and as a lower ranking player, because it's pretty much happening everywhere on basically everything. And it's a rather interesting meta in how much it centers around the bot lane. So, for those of you who are aware, currently the bot lane meta is that you're pretty much allowed to play whatever you want to do. Right. Like, if you want to throw bruisers down bot lane, you can do that. Me and a friend here are specifically playing Leona Soraka in the bot lane, with me acting as a full AP mage down here, using Soraka to take abuse of her healing and her disruption in fights. Meanwhile, there is some weird stuff going on with the enemy team where the enemy Yasuo and Aurelia were constantly fighting with one another because apparently I don't remember who was supposed to do what, but you can kind of hear all the missing things going on to kind of give you an idea of what's going on. I can't remember who it was that was being the aggressor in this particular one, whether it was Aurelia or Yasuo, but one of them was upset that the other wasn't playing an actual ADC or support or whatever. I can't quite remember what the exact details were. It was pretty stupid. In any case, here's here's a bit of an issue with the current meta. That could have gone so much better. My buddy managed to kill Yasuo, I think it was, but Irelia kind of got a double kill, and I was a little bit spooked by that because it's Irelia. So, the changes that happened to the ADCs, I think it was last patch, 8.11, it had an interesting effect on everything. First off, it made crit ADCs a bit weaker because they basically had to invest a bit more gold. Was it more gold? It's a bit hard to remember exactly how it happened, but basically it reduced their damage a little bit in terms of what was actually useful. And in case you can kind of see here what it is that we're doing. Like, any damage we try to do, we shrug off because of healing. Any case, so from basically every elo, from low ranking elos like this where you get trolls and whatnot, to even the high master challenger tiers, you're starting to see cases where people are not playing ADCs. And it's just really weird, and oh, this sucks so hard. Oh, that sucks so badly. Like, we weren't doing badly either. And then that happened. And then Warwick just kind of stayed there and just broke our tower, and I was really upset about that. It was a sad time, but Rengar kind of shooed them away, so... So in any case, the way that they went about doing that changed how crit items worked out. Namely, in order to get a high amount of crit, you have to have one of the Zeal items combined with Infinity Edge in order to get the amount of crit that you're looking for. Typically, this meant that most ADCs had roughly around 60% crit or so, with more if they invested in 2 Zeal items. But that usually be a little gold inefficient because there's no way to get more than 100% crit chance. So, at some point, someone, I don't know where it happened, definitely in one of the higher elos, but someone came to the conclusion that they could pretty much play whatever they wanted to in the bot lane and pretty much not see any ill effects. By the way, at this point we're just trying to freeze the lane because we know it's a bad idea to try and fight Yasuo and Irelia directly because they still hurt a lot. But in any case, you're starting to see things, pretty much almost anything. Some of the League YouTubers I watch have shown off videos where they're seeing things like, specifically in the one made by Red Mercy, where he showed off a Fiddlesticks ADC that kind of worked out, I guess. I don't really remember how well it worked out. But still, it's like, this is what the current meta is. You don't just play things because it's good. You basically play whatever the fuck you want to at this point. It's a very, very weird meta right now. Because, so, let me make one thing clear. I'm not a bot lane main in any way, shape, or form. If I had to class myself as a particular main, you'll find me much more often in mid lane or occasionally in top lane. Basically, I like playing either assassins or bruisers, basically. I like Kled a lot. I like playing mages like Anivia, Vel'Koz occasionally. Assassins, I tend to play Quinn more as an assassin than ADC because that's where I feel she does better. But, in any case, things kind of work out weird because, again, what usually happens in bot lane, by the way, you can see these two fuckers spamming their masteries at every chance they get. It's really kind of silly. I don't know exactly what he was doing here, but it kind of worked out. I ended up getting double buff from Irelia and barely dodging the Xerath, but whatever. Any case, I tend to play more champions in the mid lane, like assassins. Like I want to be better playing champions like Zed or Talon or whatnot, but I'm not all that good at that, unfortunately. I tend to work better when I play someone like Quinn, who I can play as a bit of a pseudo-assassin who exerts a lot of pressure via her roaming potential. Because as we all know, Quinn is really fucking fast and can cross the map almost instantly. And I kind of try to play Talon in the same way, where it was just, oh, yeah, by the way, these guys are really aggressive. We managed to pull off some bit of silly magic here. Any case, I don't usually play in the bot lane. I prefer playing mages, assassins, or bruisers. Like, I know the Kali is going to rework at some point pretty soon, and that's going to be pretty fun because I kind of like that. Ribbon thought she was being clever, just trying to hide in that bush, and we didn't go for that bullshit. I think she flashed there. Any case, so I don't usually play bot lane specifically. However, typically what tends to happen in bot lane tends to have a cascading effect on the rest of the game, and that can be both beneficial and problematic at the same time. On the one hand, in this case, because there's more freedom in what you can play in whatever lane you want to play, it means that you can kind of be a bit more creative about how you go about doing things. We are giving a really dumb chase to Yasuo here. I don't know why. In any case, you can kind of play whatever you want to, but at the same time, this can also cause people to get really salty, and it just causes so many issues. Because there have been many games where I've been playing really well, and then all of a sudden I found out the bot lane is like 7-1, the enemy bot lane anyways, and now suddenly, as whatever I'm playing, I can't fight them because I basically die too fast because ours is useless and theirs is basically running rampant. This game's a little bit strange because on the one hand we started off behind, but we kinda made up for it. Me and Psycho, the one I'm playing with, kinda managed to make it out through all this chaos. We kinda discovered that they were doing dragon. They got the dragon, unfortunately. But you can kinda see that with everything that we have between the two of us, it's actually really hard to kill the two of us when we're together. And that's kind of the way the meta is at the moment, where you can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want to and just kind of get away with it for free. Okay, maybe not exactly for free. There's a situation like this might arise where one side will just end up doing better because they have a better setup for it. Meanwhile, the other will just get shit stomped. This wasn't exactly a shit stomp, but I think how upset they were with one another had a major effect on how everything went. Because no matter what happened, they would just keep on trying to go in constantly, and as a result, our team would basically be able to have a pretty good counter engage. So this game was a little bit weird. There's still a little bit more time left in this video, so I'm just going to keep on talking about my thoughts and stuff. Sarah's tried so hard to get away. Any case. So, effectively as someone in mid, jungle, top lane, is that you still have to keep a very close eye on how the bot lane is doing and also who is bot. Because standard ADCs do still kind of work, but the problem is that there's so many other things as well that it just tends to cause a lot of issues. Like, as you can see, Irelia is coming after me. And that's kind of silly because... as strange as this was a really bad fight. I think we got aced. Yeah, we got aced. I think what happened was that Pyke made a strange pull there, and pretty much everyone went for it, and that caused a lot of issues, and then Rengar just casually 3v1s. Because he's Rengar, he's the wild knife cat. The issues with the jungle are a whole another topic that I may talk about later. I'm kind of going with a similar idea of what another YouTuber I watch does, but I kind of just wanted to talk about this, and this video kind of illustrates an interesting issue that goes on with the current bot lane meta, in that, can I even say it's a bot lane meta if there really isn't much of a meta to begin with? Because seriously, the state is that it's not that you play a particular champion for anything, you play literally whoever the fuck you want to play. Meanwhile, Pyke doing his thing and getting a triple kill. And I'm not sure who it is that's constantly spam pinging missing in the enemy team, but this is an odd case because everyone was talking like... everyone was being... the entire enemy team was being upset with one another. By the way, people are telling me to go back, and I probably should have earlier, but I didn't really want to because I was pretty sure I could survive anyways. And I wanted to get the tower really badly because map control and whatnot. You can also tell that we're also all lower division, like low elo, like probably bronze or silver, because we do not have fantastic ward coverage, and that might be putting it lightly. Because again, I'm not a high division player. I'm a low division player. I haven't even finished my placements. If I were to, I'd probably be somewhere either bronze or silver, maybe high bronze or low silver, for reference sake. But even so, it's still important to get an idea of how everyone feels about everything. Because, again, this thing with the bot lane isn't just affecting high tier players. It's like, it's not just affecting Diamond, Master, and Challenger. It's affecting every elo. God, Pyke's W is so loud in replays, I don't know why. Like, it's exploding my ears whenever it happens. And because this strange meta is appearing in every single division, like, as you can see here, it's happening here, and it's really strange, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, but it's happening so often that this is pretty much the new meta right now, where there's basically no bot lane meta. Like, the other lanes still have their meta. In top lane, you still take either lane bullies or bruisers to scale in the late game, or occasionally tanks, because tanks are still kind of relevant this game, in the current meta right now. Like here, Galio's just soaking up everything. And it's kind of working out. Meanwhile, I'm getting mauled by Warwick, so that's fun. Luckily, apparently cats beat dogs, so whatever. But yeah, mid lane you still have your mages and assassins, and occasionally the slightly off tank. But still, this is the current meta we're experiencing, where there's no meta for the bot lane. It's very strange. It's kind of fun too, where you can take whatever the fuck you want to in the bot lane. But it's really strange, and it's one of the things where you kind of have to draw attention to it. Because on the one hand, it's really good for the game, because, you know, it gives a bit more freedom into what you do. Don't worry, he's not going to stay gone. Just weird internet things, I guess. In any case, but at the same time, it also kind of leaves you wondering what exactly it is you can do for a particular team. Like, how do you set up team compositions for this in this current meta? How do you do that kind of stuff? It's really strange. Again, as a lower division, I probably shouldn't be thinking about this, but I still kind of wonder about that. By the way, Rengar apparently got a assist on Rengar's kill. League of Replays, everyone. And I guess. in a lot of ways, it can lead to a bit of confusion as to what exactly it is that you should be doing. But, in any case, that's my thoughts on everything. It's silly, it's kind of fun. There is some concern about how it's going to go. And in any case, it's just what's happening. Do I think it's fun? Personally, yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. You could never have done this beforehand, but... we'll see how long this meta lasts for. Also, control inhibitors, seriously. Not that I'm too worried because I'm still keeping everyone alive. Because I'm fucking Soraka. But that's my current thoughts. The thoughts on the current meta from a lower division player. I may just like this again, so everyone, take care.